Welcome to another coding interview problem breakdown. Today, we are tackling meeting rooms 2, a classic problem about finding the minimum conference rooms required for a set of meetings. This is a very popular question that tests your ability to handle intervals and sorting. The goal is straightforward. You are given an array of meeting time intervals. Each interval has a start time and an end time. Your task is to calculate the minimum number of conference rooms needed to accommodate all these meetings. Essentially, if 2 meetings overlap, they cannot happen in the same room. Let's look at an example. We have 3 meetings. One runs from time 0 to 30, another from 5 to 10, and a third from 15 to 20. Since the first meeting occupies a room for the entire duration and the second meeting starts at time 5, we clearly need a second room. When the third meeting starts at 15, the second one has finished, but the first is still going. So we still need 2 rooms. Visualizing this on a timeline helps immensely. The core issue is the overlap. Whenever a new meeting starts while another is still in progress, we must allocate a new room. We are basically looking for the point in time with the maximum number of simultaneous meetings. Here is the key insight. We do not need to track exactly which meeting is in which specific room ID. We only care about the events. When does a meeting start, and when does it end? This leads us to a sorting strategy where we treat start times and end times as independent events in time. So we split our intervals. We put all the start times into one array and all the end times into another array. Then, we sort both arrays individually. Notice that the end time at index 0 in the sorted array might not belong to the start time at index 0. That is completely fine. Now we use a 2-pointer approach. We have a pointer for the start array and one for the end array. Let's compare the first start time, 0, with the first end time, 10. Since 0 is less than 10, a meeting is starting before the earliest one finishes. We increment our room count to 1 and move the start pointer. Next, we look at the next start time, which is 5. We compare it to the current end time, 10. 5 is still less than 10. That means another meeting has started, and the previous earliest ending meeting hasn't finished yet. We increment our room count to 2 and move the start pointer again. Moving on, the next start time is 15. We compare 15 to our current end time pointer, which is at 10. Since 15 is greater than or equal to 10, it means a meeting has finished before this new one started. We can reuse that room. We effectively free up a room, or rather, we don't need to increment the total count. We then move the end pointer to the next finishing time. Here is what the logic looks like in code. We sort the starts and ends. We iterate through the start times. If a start time is less than the current end time, we increment the room count. If it's not, we simply move the end pointer, signifying that a room has freed up for us to use. Finally, we return the total rooms counted. The time complexity is dominated by the sorting step, making it O of n log, and the linear scan we do afterwards is just O of n for space complexity. It is O of n because we create 2 new arrays of size n to store the start and end times. To wrap up, meeting rooms 2 is all about managing overlapping intervals. By separating and sorting the start and end times, we transform the problem into a linear scan of events. This avoids complex data structures and provides an efficient solution.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.